Did you know that preschoolers are suspended 3 times more than kindergarten through 12th grades combined? The problem is not only are these young babies being suspended, but children of color, especially African American children, are suspended at disproportionate rates. And we have to ask ourselves, why is it that the behavior of children of color are so often criminalized and noticed in a negative way compared to the exact same behaviors of children who are not of color? This is a problem. This is a problem for America. This is a problem for achievement. This is a problem for everyone. When we think about the studies that show the importance of a quality early childhood education, like the Perry Preschool Project, the ABC Darien Project, do you know that those studies were conducted on 100% African American population? And we use those studies to justify the importance of early childhood education and funding for early childhood education. But as Walter Gilliam, the expert on preschool suspensions who ran the 2005 Yale study, he said that we use those babies to get funding for quality early childhood education, while at the same time we push them out of the back door through suspensions and expulsions. Something's got to give. Something must change in order for us to meet the needs of all children. When we look at the role of discipline in the achievement of children of color, we have to be concerned. Studies are showing that these children are committing the same or even lesser offenses with more dire consequences. So what's happening here? What we're seeing is an unconscious bias that influences our behaviors and perceptions.
As you just heard, suspensions and expulsions of young children is an important issue in early childhood care and education. In this video, you will hear more about using data to make program improvements that reduce the suspension and expulsion rates of young children in your state or program. You will also hear more about the strategies practitioners can use to reduce suspension and expulsion of young children and ensure that all children have access to high-quality care and education. First, you will hear from Donna Spiker, the co-director of the DAISY Center, or the Center for IDEA Early Childhood Data Systems. She'll be discussing how you can use data to understand what is going on in a program or state. This is a critical step to understanding the issue and then addressing it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Spiker, and I co-direct the DAISY Center, and I'd like to take a few minutes to talk with you about the importance of data. The way we like to think about data is that having data can help you answer critical questions. So we have some examples here. Are certain programs suspending or expelling more children? Are children of different backgrounds more likely to be suspended or expelled? What are the outcomes of children that are included in high-quality programs? And another one, are strategies that reduce suspension and expulsion rates being successfully implemented? Having the right types of data are important to answer critical questions. And here are some examples of types to consider. For instance, different types of programs, program quality data, for example, if you have quality rating systems in your state, strategies or practices used to support inclusion, child and family demographic characteristics, and child and family outcomes data. Having key data elements allows you to track trends over time. And we have some examples. You can track year-to-year changes in settings where children receive services. So are more children being suspended or expelled over time? You could also track year-to-year changes in program quality. So are more children receiving services in high-quality programs? Are there more high-quality programs available? Are more appropriate strategies to support inclusion being implemented? Another issue is having the ability to link data elements that allows you to answer critical questions. So, for instance, linking child and family data to program and personnel data can help you answer questions like, are some types of children more likely to be suspended or expelled? Are some types of children more likely to receive services from highly qualified personnel? In addition, linking across different data sets then requires you to use a unique child identifier. So in this slide, I just want to remind you about the DAISY data system framework. And this is a tool to help states think about the quality of their state data system. And it contains indicators of quality that will help you build more powerful data systems so that you can answer critical questions, such as the ones that I've been describing. And finally, I want to make a pitch for the support that you can receive from the DAISY Center. The DAISY Center has TA specialists who can help you with your data quality, using your data, and your data system. And here on this slide, we show you we have our website. You can like us on Facebook, and you can follow us on Twitter. Thank you.
Now that you understand the importance of using data to address this critical issue, Rosemary Allen, a professor at Metropolitan State University of Denver, will discuss the strategies that can be used by practitioners to reduce suspensions and expulsions for young children. These are practices that support keeping children in programs and support all children having opportunities to succeed.
Reducing, eliminating, and preventing preschool suspensions. What are the strategies we should use? Well, one of the first strategies is being aware of our own biases. You need to know the biases that you bring into the situation. We all come with our own background, with our own expectations, with our own way of being. Let's make sure that those expectations that we have is not based on our own behavioral expectations, but the cultural expectations of the children and families. The second strategy is to be aware of your hot buttons. What are the behaviors that really push your buttons? Remember, behavior is defined by the person who's most annoyed by it. There are some behaviors that may push your buttons, and your co-teacher may not be at all bothered by those behaviors. Remember, when your buttons are pushed, that's really your problem. That's what children do. They're going to push them. How you respond to it will depend on how aware you are of your sensitivities around those behaviors. Then the third strategy is really knowing the children you work with, having personal relationships with them. Because when you know who they are, then you can anticipate their behaviors. You know what their triggers are, and you can plan accordingly. You have to set up an environment for the child's success. You have to make sure that children know the rules. And you don't teach the rules at those hot points. Just imagine someone trying to tell you a rule when you're really, really upset. We teach the behaviors we want children to learn and know during those times when they're most likely to hear them, during group meeting times, circle times, and we reinforce them throughout the day. Then you really have to know yourself. When are you most tired? When are you most annoyed? But not only that, what are some of those points in the day where children are more likely to misbehave? You know, that transition between lunchtime and nap time that's so loud, that's so chaotic. that's a time that you can expect some of these behaviors to crop up. So what do you do about it? You plan for those. And then you have to also have your resources readily available. Take advantage of early childhood mental health consultation if that's available in your state. Talk to someone about it. Ask for assistance. Also, engage in trainings that teach you how to handle behaviors that you perceive to be challenging. And I say that very intentionally, that you perceive to be challenging, because we already know the behaviors that children are going to engage in. We know that when children get upset, they kick, scream, bite, cuss, throw things. The sad part of that is that's what adults do when they get upset. So the key to managing the challenging behaviors of children is really to learn to manage your own. We can prevent preschool suspensions. We just have to engage in the training. We have to set up environments where children can be successful. We have to intentionally teach children pro-social skills, like making friends. What do you do when you get angry? Because it's okay to get angry. What do you do with those really strong emotions? And how do we handle our own emotions? When we put these strategies in place, we can prevent suspensions. But the key to preventing disproportionate numbers of children of color being suspended and expelled is to be aware of your cultural biases, and every single day, every day, engage in critical reflection. Look back on your day and ask yourself, what could I have done to improve the outcomes that I saw today? And what will I do tomorrow? What came up for me when children misbehaved? Which children pushed my buttons? All of these things together, I believe, will reduce the disproportionate number of children of color suspended and expelled from early childhood programs.